A lot of people ask me about the rules of Christianity. I could never, be a part of Christianity because of all the do's and the don'ts and so forth and so on. And I totally get what they're talking about. But we have to ask the question of why are those prohibitions put in place? G.K. Chesterton once said, can't hardly say his name, but he once said that before you remove a fence or some boundary, first ask yourself why it was there to start with. And think of it from two different angles. If God has designed the world and life to be a certain way, then He knows where life will run at peak performance. We see this when you change the oil in your car. It says don't put 5 quarts of oil or 7 quarts of oil, but put 6. Why? Because the creator of the engine knows exactly where the car will run at peak performance in regards to the oil pressure. Well, if there is again a God who created life, then He knows where life will run at peak performance. So for instance, let's say you as a parent created a swing set for your child to go play on, and it's 10 till 3, and your child goes and says, hey, Mom or Dad, I want to go play on the swing set. Well, you created them, the swing set, for their own enjoyment, but you notice that it's 10 till 3, and every day at 3 o'clock the train goes through town, and there's no backyard fence. And so you get down in little Johnny, little Susie's face, and you say, you can go play on the swing set, but don't you dare let me catch you near the train track. And you give them this prohibition. Well, they puff their lip up, they cross their arms, and they have that sort of an immature kind of reaction because they don't see the big picture. Now, it's easy to see in that example that the parent gives the prohibition. Why? Because they want to keep the child safe and protected. But what's the motivation for that? Because they love the child. So, now put that in the comparison of Christianity. God gives us these parameters, these prohibitions, because He loves us and He knows where life will run at peak performance. But we, if you're anything like myself, will often react just like the immature child. We puff our lip up, we cross our arms, and we stomp our feet and say, this is not fair, when in reality we're missing the big picture and the motivation of what God's doing to start with.